Hi readers! So before we start the show, I have a quick ask. Will you pretty please rate and review the show if you like it? I mean, if you don't like it, well, that's your choice. But if you do like it, rating and reviewing helps other people find the show. So if you take a few seconds and hit those 5 stars, that helps. And if you take a minute to write something nice about the show, that will help even more. So thank you in advance. And alrighty, now on to the episode. Welcome to The Reader's Couch, a podcast that brings you lively conversations with some of your favourite authors and bookish personalities. Over here, the couch is always booked, but I've moved some books to the side table and fluffed some cushions so I can welcome a guest or two to come lounge with us. Today on the couch, we have 3 readers who've decided to come lounge with us and share the books they're recommending that you gift this holiday season. In part 3 of our 4-part Books to Gift series is Lisa Harrison, the bookstagrammer behind the account Lisa Gets Lit, Mindy Von Elling, the bookstagrammer and lifestyle content creator behind Life by Mindy Lee, and Lindsay Lanza, the bookstagrammer behind Read with Lee. So stay tuned to learn more about the books that they're recommending that you gift this holiday season. A literary novel about a mother's unconditional love for her unusual child and how it drastically changes her life is explored in Chouette by Claire Oshetsky. In the novel, we meet Tiny, an accomplished cellist who discovers she's pregnant. Her husband is delighted, but Tiny warns him that the baby is not his. She's been impregnated by her owl lover, and that the baby inside her will most certainly be an owl baby. When Chouette is born, she is indeed strange, but Tiny's loving commitment to her is unwavering. Even in those moments when Chouette's behavior grows violent and strange, Tiny encourages Chouette to be her true, authentic self. So when Tiny discovers that her husband is on an obsessive and dangerous quest to find a cure for their daughter, Tiny must decide whether Chouette should be raised to fit in or to be herself, and she learns what it truly means to be a mother. Chouette by Claire Oshetsky is being published by Eco, and books go on sale on Tuesday, November 16th. So get those pre-orders in, request it at your local library. This is an exhilarating, provocative novel you really don't want to miss. An epic historical fiction novel to add to your reading list that's set against the backdrop of the Korean struggle for independence is Beast of a Little Land by Jahia Kim. The novel opens in 1917, deep in the snowy mountains of occupied Korea, where an impoverished local hunter is captured by a lost squad of Japanese soldiers. The hunter ends up saving a young Japanese officer from an attacking tiger. And from this encounter, their fates are connected, and a saga that spans half a century unfolds. However, majority of the novel follows Jade, a young girl from an impoverished farming family who grows up to be a sought-after courtesan and movie star in Seoul. Jade and the 2 girls from her courtesan school, Luna and Lotus, fall in love with men from very different backgrounds, but their love and loyalty is not always returned. And soon, Jade must decide whether she'll risk everything for the one who would do the same for her. Beast of a Little Land by Jahia Kim is being published by Eco, and books go on sale on Tuesday, December 7th. So get those pre-orders in or request it from your local library. This is an epic historical fiction novel with unforgettable characters that you really don't want to miss. Hi, readers. Welcome again to the Reader's Couch. I'm your host, Victoria Wood, and here on the couch with me is Lisa Harrison. She's an avid reader and a co-host of the Friends and Fiction official book club on Facebook, but she's also the person behind the Instagram account, Lisa Gets Lit. Please welcome to the couch, Lisa Harrison. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, it's so nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm super excited to have you here. I can't wait to hear about the books you're recommending readers get this holiday season. But before we even get into them, I want to hear more about you. Please introduce yourself to our listeners. Tell them about you, where they can find you, and just anything else you have going on.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, my name is Lisa Harrison, and you can find me on Instagram at Lisa Gets Lit. I love reading and I love talking about books, but you'll mainly find me on the Friends and Fiction official book club page, where I co-host with Brenda Garner. We read one book a month, and then we have an in-depth discussion with the author about it, and it's so much fun. The community is just amazing. We've made so many great reader friends, and we talk about book recommendations, so you can definitely check us out there on Facebook. And I live in Atlanta, and I have an affinity for indie bookstores. I'm sure, as we all do. But definitely contact me on Instagram if you want any book recommendations or you just want to chat about books.
And Lisa's always up for a good book chat, you guys. Always up for a good book chat. So tell us about the first book that you're recommending readers pick up.
Okay, the first book that I'm recommending is Once Upon a Wardrobe by Patti Callahan. This book is filled with magic and wonder, and I absolutely loved it. When I finished it, I hugged the book to my chest because it just meant so much. It's perfect for this time of year, a great way to kick off the holiday season. It's about a young woman, Megs, and her brother. Her younger brother is sick and doesn't have much time to live, but he has fallen in love with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And that book means so much to him, and he wants to know where Narnia came from. And with C.S. Lewis being a professor at the college Megs attends, she makes it her mission to find out the answer for her brother, because that's really what he wants to know. Is Narnia real? Where did it come from? And her search to get the answers for him opens the door to magic, wonder, love, heartache, and just a wonderful sibling relationship. This book is amazing, and I think it's a great gift to give this season.
Awesome. What's the second book on your list?
The second book on my list is The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. We all know that summer usually begins with MKA, but this year we got a double dose of MKA, and she brings a little holiday cheer with us. This book is perfect for anyone that loves holiday books or wants to be in the holiday spirit. It's about a woman named Ivy Perkins who buys an old farmhouse, and she hasn't seen it. She just buys it outright. And in the house, she discovers an old Santa suit that was beautifully made, and it's very old vintage. And in the pocket of the suit, she finds a note written in childish handwriting. And it's from a little girl who has one Christmas wish, and that was for her father to return home from the war. So this discovery sets her off to try to find out who wrote the note. Did the man ever come home? And this opens a door of great story, holiday spirit, and there's a little mystery, some second chance at love. It's fabulous. In true MKA fashion, it's a fabulous book, and now hopefully we'll get some more Christmas books and holiday books from Mary Kay Andrews, not just the summer books.
Yes, absolutely. I'm definitely here for the holiday books. And the third book on your list is?
This one is Christmas in Peachtree Bluff by Christy Woodson Harvey. And this is the fourth book in the Peachtree Bluff series, but it can be read as a standalone. And this series is one of my favorite book series. And I was so excited that she decided to add this book. And I don't think initially she was going to do a fourth book. And she did. And it's another great holiday story. It's about the Murphy women, and they're in trouble because, well, there's a hurricane coming to town. And the 15-year-old daughter, Vivian, is kind of at her wit's end. And they send her to stay with her grandmother because she's acting out. And the storm of the century is on the way, headed to Peachtree Bluff. So Ansley, which is Vivi's grandmother, and her husband, Jack, take her in. And with the storm and the family, how they deal with it, they have to evacuate. And there's so much in this book. It's got great Southern charm. This one I'm having trouble describing because I don't want to say spoilers for the previous books of the series, if that makes sense. But again, it can be read as a standalone. So I would highly recommend that for people that love Southern fiction. They either get the whole series for someone for Christmas or the holidays, or they could just get this book as a standalone. You will love the Murphy women. They are phenomenal. They each have their own strengths, and I love a story that has strong female characters. And they have a great sibling relationship between the three sisters there as well. So I would definitely recommend this book.
Awesome. So I know you're itching to give us a bonus pick, and you know what? I don't mind it. I'm here for it. What is your bonus gift pick this season?
My bonus gift pick is a book called The Secret of Rainy Days by Leslie Houghton. And this book, Leslie this is her second novel, and she is such a light, and she is just bubbly. I would recommend you follow her on Instagram or Google her. But The Secret of Rainy Days is another book about family and friendship and strong female characters, and a woman who leaves her hometown to get away from a situation but has to come back and deal with some things head on, and how she deals with it and deals with friendships from her past. It's just a very relatable book about family, friendship, dusting yourself up and getting up if you fall down. And then there's also a little lucky dust that she mentions in the book, that everyone can use a little lucky dust in their life. So I would definitely check out The Secret of Rainy Days by Leslie Houghton as well.
Amazing. So, Lisa, how are you getting ready for the holidays? I mean, are you ready? What is your shopping list look like? I mean, what's going on?
I'm ready for the holidays. I am that person that after the pandemic, I was like, you know what? Anything goes. I put my Christmas tree up, and it's been up this whole year. I'm like, if it makes me happy, I kept my Christmas tree up and I decorated it with Halloween decorations. I had some 4th of July decorations on my Christmas tree during that time. So I've had the holiday spirit all year. And now that it's here, I'm really ready for it. I've started my shopping. I picked up some great books for actually 2 of the books tonight I did buy for friends. One is for a Secret Santa, and I gave my aunt. I won't share this interview with her until after the holidays. But I did get her a copy of Once Upon a Wardrobe. And I love this time of year. I don't like the cold weather, but I love this time of year.
Amazing. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for coming on the show and speaking with me and just sharing your book recommendation. Yay. Ooh, someone's at the door. Coming to join us on the couch is Mindy Von Elling. She's a Kansas City native who's been reading since before she can remember. And she enjoys sharing her love of books and lifestyle content on her Instagram and Facebook page, Life by Mindy Lee. Please welcome to the couch, Mindy Von Elling. Hey, Mindy.
Hello, I'm super excited to be here.
I'm thrilled to have you on the couch. I mean, we connected on Instagram a while back, so it's super happy to meet and chat. And I can't wait to hear about your book recommendations. But before we get there, please introduce yourself to our listeners so we can get to know you. And of course, please share where they can find you.
Okay, well, my name is Mindy. As Victoria said, my Bookstagram / lifestyle account is Life by Mindy Lee. You can find me there on Instagram and also on Facebook at Life by Mindy Lee as well. And I am just a book nerd at heart. I started my Bookstagram because a friend at work asked if I would start one. We were just super into Bookstagram, and she's like, I think you'd be really good at this. You write good reviews on Goodreads. And so I was like, why not? And so now I'm like over 2 years into it, and now I'm just starting to share more of the other things I like, which is fitness, food, fashion, my dogs. That's pretty much it.
I love it. I especially love kind of going on vacation with you and your family to the parks. That was so fun. So yes, you guys, make sure to check out her Instagram page, Life by Mindy Lee. But Mindy, what is your first book recommendation that you're recommending readers pick up this holiday season and to gift to someone else?
Okay, my first one is actually, it was a new book last year, so it's kind of, I guess, now a backlist, but The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. That one got a lot of hype last year, and it totally is deserving of all of it. It's a really good read. It's about a young woman named Addie. She attempts to flee her fate, becoming a wife in servitude in France in 1714. She runs into this dangerous stranger who offers her an escape, but it comes with a price. And she's able to live forever, but nobody will ever remember her until one day somebody does. And there goes that adventure. We kind of follow her on it. So it's part historical fiction, part fantasy, part just everything.
Right, absolutely. See, the funny thing about The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, you mentioned it, the book released last year, but this year they've been releasing special editions.
Yes.
I think it's super cool. I mean, have you seen them? What do you think? Like, even just in pictures, do you love it?
I've seen them. I thought the cover was beautiful as it was before, but now, like, I was shocked to find they can make a cover even more beautiful. I haven't gotten a special edition yet. I would like one because this is hands down one of my favorite books, but that is yet to come.
That is yet to come. I don't have one either, but I agree. The first cover was stunning, but it was clearly a winner because they're republishing it, they're redoing it, they're giving us great covers. So that is exciting. But what's the second book on your list?
The second book on my list is The 100 Years of Lenny and Margot by Marianne Cronin. And so I read Addie LaRue this year. So it was the top read so far that I've read. And then I read The 100 Years of Lenny and Margot, and now I'm not so sure. I think that one might top Addie LaRue for me. It's about a 17-year-old named Lenny who's in the terminal ward at a hospital, and then an 83-year-old named Margot who's in the same ward. They meet by happenstance. Together, they realize they've lived 100 years total, and they want to share their stories with the world, and they share it through works of art that they create in the craft room of the terminal ward. And I would recommend that book to anybody. I think during COVID times, it's been really rough for everyone, and this book is kind of like a warm hug. And I think everyone could benefit from a book like that. So
Absolutely. I think we all need warm hugs. And the third book on your list is?
It is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. And it's about an aspiring historian, Caroline. She's going through a separation from her husband, and they had an anniversary trip planned to Europe. She decides to go on the anniversary trip by herself. She goes mudlarking, which is like exploring on like the shores of the river for old artifacts, and she finds an old glass vial. And through that, it's like a dual timeline historical fiction, and it goes back in time to a woman who had a hidden apothecary where she made, oh gosh, what, like potions and solutions that women could use to kill their cheating and abusive husbands. So it's kind of diabolical but genius at the same time. I would definitely recommend it to fantasy lovers, historical fiction lovers, and the feminist in your life. And also, what's really cool about this one is the author, I'm from Kansas City. The author is a Kansas City native as well. She doesn't live here now, but she did. She's from here. So it's pretty cool. And actually, I found out through my review on Goodreads of the book that one of my best friends from college is that author's best friend. So that was really cool.
No way. That is wild. That is so cool. I'm so happy. One, the Kansas City connection, but also your friend from college. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, so I'm not biased. I liked the book before I knew the author's background. So,
but still, it's still cool. Okay, That is crazy cool.
Yes.
So, Mindy, I'm curious, where are you with your holiday preparations? I mean, where are you with your shopping list? I don't know, home decor. I mean, I have an idea, but I want you to tell our listeners where you're at.
So as far as home decor goes, I am one of those that decorated on November 1st. So my house, well, we don't have any Christmas lights outside right now. Our house is pretty tall, so my boyfriend just hasn't gotten the motivation to get up on the ladder yet and hang the lights. But we have everything up already. My Christmas tree, some garlands. I have a garland over my fireplace mantle. And it's all like red and silver themed. Those are my colors. And then as far as Christmas shopping goes, I have not done any yet. What I do is I do gifts throughout the year for birthdays, and then Christmas gifts are reserved for the people that I live with. And by people, I mean my boyfriend and my dogs, which are not people, but
I like that. That's quite an interesting system. See, I never thought about that.
So it's so that nobody feels bad that I didn't get them a gift on Christmas. It's like, well, I gave people gifts for their birthdays throughout the year, and then on Christmas, it's just for people in my household. That way I don't have to like pick and choose who I'm giving gifts to.
That is smart. I love it. So are you gifting yourself anything this holiday season? I mean, is there anything you're hoping for that you'll get, or maybe you'll just treat yourself?
So I don't really know yet. My boyfriend and I, we do gifts, but this year I think we've decided we are actually going to gift each other by splitting it, the new Xbox, so that we can play with because my sister lives in LA with her boyfriend, and the new series, you can play people wherever they're at. And so we don't have the new Xbox series yet. So I think that's what we're going to do. And then as far as, I mean, I always get myself some books for Christmas. I don't know what yet, but there's going to be something for my shelf.
I love it. Mindy, thank you so much for just coming on the show and speaking with me and sharing all these great books.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Ooh, our next guest is here. Here to join us on the couch is Lindsay Lanza. She's an avid reader and writer who loves talking all things books via her Bookstagram account, Read with Lee. Please welcome to the couch, Lindsay Lanza. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yay, I'm super excited to have you here. Can't wait to hear about the books you're recommending. But before we get into the details, I would love for you to introduce yourself to listeners. So tell us who you are, where they can find you online, what you love doing, and just anything you'd love to share.
Yeah, so my name is Lindsay. I live in Denver, Colorado. I started my Bookstagram Read with Lee last year during COVID, like a lot of people did, and have made so many friends through my Bookstagram account. I just love it. It's such a great community. Before last year, I would say my biggest hobby was probably traveling. So I kind of replaced that with books. So I love to read everything, but especially books that kind of help me get to other places that I can't travel to at the moment.
And for me, armchair traveling is just so fun. I love doing some armchair traveling, especially, like you said, when we were not able to travel as much. But I'm curious, though, how did you stumble on the Bookstagram community?
I don't know. So many people have asked me this, like, oh, how did you find it? And I don't remember. I think I was just, I've always liked to read, but I started reading a little bit more in the spring of 2020. And I think I must have just found some accounts that were reading accounts and kind of started placing more interest in them than other accounts that I followed. And then I just decided one day to do it. I think I started my Bookstagram September of 2020. So it took a little while for me to do it myself, and I haven't looked back. I kind of gave up all other social media because it can be so toxic. But books on social media are very uplifting.
Absolutely. And I always love just hearing and seeing what readers are reading, and it inspires me too. So for sure, I can relate to that. But let's start with your book recommendations. I mean, what's the first book that you're recommending readers to pick up this holiday season?
I have so many. It was really, really hard to pick three, but I tried to pick three that would cater to a lot of different readers. So the first one that I wanted to recommend is The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams. And The Reading List is about an older man. This takes place in London, which was great for me because I got to travel there. But he is grieving his wife who just passed away, and she was a really avid reader and a lover of books, and he was not. And so after she passed away, he decides to go to the library and start reading more to feel some connection to his wife who'd passed away. And the story is kind of him finding this list of books to read and then connecting with this young girl who he meets, and they talk about books. I hate giving anything away, so my description is going to be very mild because I hate it when people spoil books for me. But I love this book because you have these unlikely connections and people connecting over books, which if you're an avid reader, what is better than that? I would recommend this book to anyone who loves books, who likes to talk about books, who's ever felt a connection to a book, and especially anyone who likes more classic reads, because the books that are mentioned within the reading list are some classics from, your childhood or even before then.
Absolutely. I think my word, because like you, I really don't like spoiling books for readers. So I've just been selling The Reading List as a book about books. If you love books about books, if you're a fan of classic literature, if you're looking for your TBR to be toppled over or maybe be reminded of some great books, I'm recommending The Reading List to you.
Yes, it was so heartwarming, right?
Yes, it was a hug I needed. So absolutely. What's the second book on your list, though?
So the second book is The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. Have you read this one?
Yes.
So I've been recommending this to everyone. I got my mom and all of her friends to read it recently, and they all loved it. And it's like a Bookstagram darling at this point. But I also thought it was another kind of hug of a book. And I love a book that can make you laugh and make you cry. And this did both, sometimes in the same sentence. So it gave me all the feels. And I love a book that's funny.
Absolutely. I think I was kind of warm to it because, the main, again, not to spoil the book, but the book revolves around this famous gay sitcom star. He was once famous and he had this family tragedy which left his niece and nephew in his care for the summer. And just the fact that, I know during COVID, we were just going through a whole bunch of different emotions. Some people lost people. Some people had family with them that they never had before. So for me, this was just kind of super relatable, but also warm at the same time. And I agree with you. It's a Bookstagram darling. Folks seem to love this one, but it was just a great read in the summer. It made me laugh. It made me cry too. Gay Uncle Patrick. I love him. I'm sorry. I do.
Yeah, it was so sweet. I really hope they turn it into a movie. I know people have been saying Dan Levy should play Gup.
Ooh,
And I think it would make an amazing film. But I love like the unlikely connections of like the adult with the children. I think that was just really fun to read about. And I don't know. I love that book. It was just so heartwarming.
It really was. And the third book on your list is?
My third book is The Island of Missing Trees. It's pretty new. It just came out in the US the first week of November, but it was also Reese's book club pick for this month. So hopefully it'll be getting a lot of kind of press from that. I actually ordered mine from a UK bookstore because I was so excited to read it. I ordered it when it was out in the UK only. So I got to read it a little early, and it's probably my favorite book of the year. The book it follows two different timelines. So one is modern day and one is during the conflict of 1974 in Cyprus. And if you don't know the history of Cyprus, that's okay. You will actually learn a lot through this book, but in a subtle way. So it doesn't feel like a history book, but it's really about humans. And what I loved about this book is there isn't like one specific plot. It was about people that live on Cyprus. The island is made up mostly of Greeks and Turks, and the conflict between them on the island, and then how those conflicts even follow us into modern times. The book was narrated mostly by a fig tree, which is pretty unique. And it was just the most beautiful story, so well written, so thought-provoking. I loved every minute of it. I would say it's kind of like literary fiction light. So it's very approachable, but just really, really gorgeous writing.
Absolutely. So I'm real curious now, Lindsay, after, you giving us some recommendations for the holidays. Are you the kind of person who always delays, or are you always on top of things? Like, are you rushing the week of Christmas, or do you have everything planned and you're relaxed and ready to go?
Oh no, I'm such a planner. I have already bought all of my gifts. I buy gifts for people very far in advance. I bought my husband's wedding gift like 6 months before the wedding. So I'm definitely a planner. But then there's like certain things I will leave to the last minute. So you never know with me. But yeah, I'm definitely a planner. I have all my gifts ready to go. I just need to get my decorations going so that my house feels a little more festive. And then I think I'll be ready.
Then you'll be ready. Awesome. Lindsay, thank you so much for coming on the show and speaking with me. It was just an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Readers, I had so much fun speaking with Lisa, Mindy, and Lindsay, and I just want to thank them again for coming and lounging on the couch with us and sharing some great books for us to gift this holiday season. Continuing with our Books to Give series, more readers will be lounging on the couch with us in the next episode and sharing the books they're recommending that you gift this holiday season. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Reader's Couch. You can find out more about the show and submit your questions for our guest by visiting our website, thereaderscouch.com. You can also connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Couch is Booked. If you like the show, please subscribe, share, and take a few seconds to leave a rating and review. Next week, I'll be back with new guests, more books, and some fun games we can play. But until then, stay lounging, stay reading, and whenever you're in doubt, go straight to your local bookstore or library. Thanks for listening, and happy reading.